Again? Sadly, it's another Garry free week here at the Pendulum. He is out sick, so today it's going to be a very shortened episode, but it's going to be awesome nonetheless, because I'm still here. Come on. So, I'm going to tell you about a couple new comics that have come out this week. I'm going to do those trade reviews I told you about last week, and I was going to tell you all about Invaders #2. Here it is. It was okay. It was pretty much not the same, similar in tone to issue 1. I think it was a little bit better. There was a little bit more action and a little bit more backstory to the current problem of the mystical / technical object that the Kree are looking for at the moment. I like James Robinson. He's a great writer, and I love Steve Pugh on art. Pugh, however you pronounce it, I apologize. It was alright. Nothing spectacular. I'm still hoping it gets better. But, in the meantime, yeah, it was just okay. So first up today, I read She-Hulk #1. Brand new #1 issue from Marvel by Charles Soule writing and Javier Pulido on art, and it was fantastic. She is a lawyer at a firm, and she's up for review, and basically, even though she's worked her butt off all year, she isn't getting no bonus, and basically, no thanks either, because the firm only hired her sort of as a PR kind of stunt. They wanted new clients, and Jennifer Walters has a lot of hookups in the superhero community, and a lot of them are rich, like Tony Stark, Reed Richards, Danny Rand. Okay, Reed's not too rich, but like I think they said he does a lot of patent work because he's always creating stuff. So, anywho's, she quits and starts drinking at a bar and meets this woman, which sets up the issue for her to help her out and get some money out of Tony and set things right, basically. It was a done-in-one issue, which was extremely nice to see. If you never bought another She-Hulk book, you don't have to. You're not missing anything. The story was told in one single issue. It's pretty rare these days for that to happen, so it was great to see, and I applaud Charles Soule for doing so. Right now, it's a perfect jumping on point to this series. It is the first issue, but it's so good. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Dan Slott's run when he was doing She-Hulk. A little bit less on the funny side, but still really, really well done. Love the artwork from Pulido. He always does a great job. So check out that book. You can't go wrong. The other book I read, and there was a lot of #1s this week. A lot of #1s. From Oni Press, from Vertigo, from everyone, from Image. So I decided to check out the Red Sonja Berserker one-shot written by Nancy A. Collins. Good stuff. A little sad because it involves Red Sonja hiding out somewhere where it's snowy. I'm not exactly sure at the moment. I can't remember if they even mentioned it. But she saves a little baby polar bear cub, and over the course of the season, he grows up, or she grows up, and they become friends, obviously, and Red Sonja sort of becomes his mom in one respect because his mother was killed by 2 hunters. Season is over, and Red Sonja and the bear part ways because the bear should live with bears, and Red Sonja has to get back to civilization. Later on in the book, after stuff happens, Red Sonja is thrown into an arena, kind of like Spartacus and or the Romans and or other similar things, and she's facing off against whatever she doesn't know yet. Turns out to be a giant polar bear. Turns out to be the same bear. So that was pretty cool to see. And it was funny how they kind of teamed up to take out everybody in there. But, again, that sadness comes into it because as they're making their escape, Bear is wounded, and finally, when they're far outside the city limits and they stop, she notices but he carried her as far as he could in pain. And yeah, it was a sad book, but it was written fantastically. Really loved it. One of the better little done-in-one Red Sonja stories to come out in a while. Right now, Gail Simone's really knocking it out of the park on the title, which is good to see because before that, the last 30 or so issues of Red Sonja were just not the greatest, let's call it. Nice to see a nice one-shot from Nancy A. Collins' Dynamite Entertainment. Good stuff. Can't beat it. So in today's trade review, like I said last week, we were going to look at Half Past Danger and Conan, the Phantoms of the Black Coast. Starting with Half Past Danger, as the cover states, it's got dames, dinosaurs, and danger. And it was fantastic. It worked on every level. Just a really, really good book. Probably one of the better miniseries of 2013. Stephen Mooney, great artist, great writer. He conceptualized the whole thing. He's the writer, creator, artist. Everything about the book he has a hand in. The last bunch of issues, though, he had a little help from Jordi Belair, who took over the coloring for him. I guess it was just a little bit too much. But still, worked out fantastic. I mean, it's got Nazis. It's got a secret island. Not really secret. Well, maybe it is a secret. There's still dinosaurs on it. Big spoiler there, there's dinosaurs. Great book. Loved every minute of it. Great action, like a lot of action, and it looks fantastic. He's got an international covert team that goes in to see what the Nazis are up to and what they're doing with these dinosaurs. They're made up of one American, a British agent, an Irish soldier, and a Japanese guy. I just couldn't get enough of this book. I really kind of want to read it again, even though I just read it last week. It's available right now in this beautiful hardcover from IDW. It's got lots of sketches in the back, page breakdowns. It's got all the alternate covers. It's got some director's commentary from Mooney himself. So much stuff. You really can't go wrong with this purchase. So if you can get it, if you can find it, if it isn't sold out everywhere, buy Half Past Danger. Truly, truly worth your money. The second trade I looked at was Conan, the Phantoms of the Black Coast. It was pretty damn good. I went into it, and it seemed like it was just going to be your regular Conan adventure tale, and I was glad I was proven wrong. Victor Gischler and Attila Futaki really pulled out all the stops on it. They made Conan a truly tragic figure for once, actually. And you don't get to see that a lot with Conan and him in really at any stage like that. So it takes place while he is king of Aquilonia. Stuff happens, but some witch approaches him and says that Beilit's soul is in turmoil and he should help her put her to peace in return for a job, of course. Nothing is ever for free. So it was really cool to see that Conan, after all these years, still misses her quite deeply. And it was really cool that Dark Horse put out this book to coincide with the regular series right now being written by Brian Wood, as he is chronicling Conan's adventures as a youth with Beilit on the Black Sea. So, pretty neat there. You get to see him as he's young in the prime with her, and you get to see him as he's much older without her. Really, really moving, but again, full of action. It is a Conan book. There's action on the sea, there's action on land, there's action on an island, there's action everywhere. It's great stuff. I'm glad Victor Gischler wrote this book, and if Brian Wood were to ever leave the main Conan title, I would really like to see Victor Gischler take over. He knows Conan, he gets him, and he writes him very well. So check out Half Past Danger, check out Conan, the Phantoms of the Black Coast. You'll be doing yourself a favor. They should be available at your finest LCS. If not, ask them to order it. You definitely cannot go wrong. Next week, I should be looking at Fatale Volume 4 and Superbia Volume 3. Hopefully, if all goes according to plan, that's what's going to happen. And if not, I'll look at Power Girl Power Trip, which I believe chronicles the Amanda Connor run, which took place before the New 52 started up. So, got a tiny little bit of news since Gary's not here, and I'll just run through it. Not going to really drag it out too much, because I don't really have anyone to converse with, except for you. And you can't really talk back to me. So, here we go. We got a crossover coming up between Chew and Revival, two of the best Image series in the last 5 years or so. Really great. I can't wait to read it. I love both series, so here's hoping it's really good. A new Spider-Man 2099 series was announced. That looks like it should be pretty good, especially if it's Simone Bianchi on art. And unconfirmed whether Peter David is writing or not, but whoever they get, hopefully it's a top-tier person, and that should be pretty cool as well. New Cyclops ongoing series by Greg Rucka. Anything Rucka touches is gold, so definitely can't wait to read that. It details about Cyclops, the young Cyclops from the past, and his relationship with Corsair, who is not dead, here in the present. So, want to check that out. A new Deadly Hands of Kung Fu series. Finally, about time. Took years and years and years. Too long, so I can't wait to read that either from Marvel. Whole lot of Valiant #1s coming out. Rye looks awesome. A little bit of controversy about his chest emblem, so we'll see if they change that or not. I guess I have to agree that it is controversial, so whether they change it or not remains to be seen. Armor Hunters #1, Armor Hunters Bloodshot, Armor Hunters Harbinger. There's the Delinquents, which is a crossover between Archer and Armstrong and Quantum and Woody. Both titles are good, so this title should also be good, hopefully. Check it out. And another new one called The Death-Defying Dr. Mirage, which I'm really looking forward to, because Dr. Mirage so far has been just awesome in the Shadow Man title. So I can't wait to see how that solo book turns out, and hopefully it will be an ongoing as well, and not a mini-series. Possible, who knows, maybe just whatever, I guess if they ever pick up the phone, but Spider-Man Spawn crossover, really? Any interest by anybody? Really? Yeah. Not from me. Sorry. Not a big fan of Todd McFarlane anymore. I wasn't really a big fan of Todd McFarlane then, so yeah. And Spawn, never cared for Spawn, don't like Spawn. I know Garry was a big fan of Spawn. I'm sure he still doesn't mind the character. I will find out next week from him, and we'll chat about this a little bit, but we'll see. Not much else to talk about at the moment. I guess there's, for video game news, I have a little bit of video game news. I only have one item. A new Sonic Boom game coming out, featuring Sonic the Hedgehog, of course, and his cast of comrades. Got Knuckles and Tails and whoever else is in those games. New cartoon series, probably new comics, and that new game. So it's something to look forward to for fans of Sonic, who like Sonic. Yeah, I never cared for Sonic. I'm just going to run down. It's been a week, 2 weeks. I don't want to drag this out too much. But I have a new PPP, and it's no longer Pendulum Power Panel. It's the Pendulum Previews Picks. So I'm just going to run down some Previews Picks that I noticed. We'll make this a little quick, but here's some stuff I'm looking forward to. Frank Miller's Big Damn Sin City hardcover. Really want to get it. It collects everything Sin City in a great big hardcover for $100. Seems reasonable. It's a lot of stories, a lot of work. Should be worth your money. Batman Eternal and Sinestro start as well in the new previews, which is solicited for April. Probably won't be buying them, but they look cool. What I am looking forward to is the new Spectre Crimes and Judgments trade paperback, which collects issue 1 to 12 of John Ostrander and Tom Mandrake's run. Cool book. Really looking forward to that. From IDW, we got Steranko's Nick Fury Artist Edition. That looks pretty cool. Also, Parker the Hunter, the first novel by Richard Stark, is getting reprinted with illustrations by Darwin Cook. Not the Darwin Cook graphic novels. These are the This is the actual novel, and they're going to be doing all of them, supposedly. So that should be pretty neat, too. From Image, we got Southern Bastards, #1 by Jason Aaron and Jason Latour. Can't wait for that. Jason Aaron, great stuff. Hopefully it turns out really well. We got Glory, the complete saga hardcover. Now that's the new Glory issues that came out, not the previous Image, Maximum, Awesome, Entertainment, all those ones issues. This is the latest from the last couple years Glory run collected. It's fantastic, beautifully drawn. It takes you maybe a few pages to get used to the art style. It's very different, but very awesome. And the story is so good. So pick that up for sure. Velvet Volume 1 is coming out as well. 3 trade paperback is coming out as well, both from Image. We've got Caliban #1 from Garth Ennis, coming from Avatar. Flash Gordon #1 coming, and Solar #1 also coming from Dynamite. Both books look to be very excellent. They got top teams on them. I believe Geoff Parker on Flash Gordon, and hopefully I'm not wrong, Fred Van Lente on Solar. Both look great. From Archie, we got Afterlife with Archie, the first trade paperback available. Fantastic series. You're doing yourself a disservice if you are not reading it. We got Lola, XOXO, or Lola Hugs and Kisses, #1 from Aspen. It's another post-apocalyptic tale to add to our library of post-apocalyptic tales these days. But I'm interested to see where it goes, because I really enjoy Aspen's Entertainment's books, or Aspen Comics books. They are really well done 99% of the time, and they don't put out a lot, because I think they do it to, you know, retain some sort of quality over them. Maybe I'm just guessing on that part, but I'm really looking forward to that one. Boom has a new crime drama coming out called Dead Letters. That looks pretty cool. And in the back section, I thumbed through it, but the only thing that really caught my eye was the Juggernaut statue from Kotobukiya for $280 US. So, little pricey, but it looks so gorgeous. Just so awesome. So, there's a little something from the toy box for you as well. Look at that, covering all the bases here. Keep an eye out, or an ear out, let's call it, for Garry to make his miraculous recovery and return, and we hope he's feeling better. We will have all our regular features, new comic reviews, trade reviews, as I said, toy box, video games, some comic news, internet news, all sorts of stuff. Maybe a little discussion on this and that. We will see. I do recommend that you pick up Half Past Danger, and I do recommend you pick up Conan, The Phantoms of the Black Coast. I've also read recently Tech Jacket Volume 1. It was fantastic. Pick that up. I've also read Perhapanauts Volume 3. Pick up all those volumes. That series is amazing. Grab those. Until next week, it's Geoff solo on the Pendulum. Check us out on our Facebook page, The Pendulum on Facebook. Check us out on our YouTube channel. Please subscribe. Check us out on our blogs. Gary's the Wagnarok. He's also on Twitter at the Wagnarok. I am on my blog with daily postings of all sorts of awesome stuff at thetelltalemind.com. You can also find me as the Telltale Mind on Twitter. Yeah, we do lots of stuff. So check us out, please and thank you. And next week we should both be back in full health, nothing getting in the way. Until then, take care.